Okay. What's up, guys, and welcome to our Kids Edition featuring me, your host, LaurenOlivia. Today, I have a very exciting show for you guys today. We have a good segment because we're here with Mr. Jordan Preston Carter. So, hi, thank you so much for coming to my platform called Our Kids Edition. It's an honor to have you. You have a new movie coming out called the Salem Lot movie. It drops today on HBO Max. We're so excited, October 3rd. So, y'all definitely need to check it out, and it's a new horror mystery movie. So how are you feeling about this new venture?
Well, it's a bit nerve-wracking because it comes out today. So it's just been such a long time coming. It took us so long to get the movie out. It took a bit of help from Stephen King himself, from that tweet. I know a lot of people have seen that, including Warner Brothers. So I'm just really glad that it's out. And it's finally here. Everyone's hard work has really paid off.
Wait, so you said it took y'all a long time to film the movie. So how long are we talking? Like a year, 2, 3, 4?
So I guess if you count the first time we went to go shoot it, which was in 2021, and then we had the reshoots in 2022. I guess you can count that as 2 years total. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a long time coming.
So for our audience, the movie is based on an author, Ben Mears, who returns back to his childhood home in search of some inspiration for his next book. He discovers that people in his hometown are mysteriously turning into blood-sucking vampires. So that sounds like already a great plot. So I mentioned earlier, this is a mystery and horror movie. So this is definitely the perfect time to watch this since it is fall. It's a great season. So what made you want to audition for this movie, though?
Um, well, it was a couple things. One, it was um being directed by Mr. Doberman, which he directed and he wrote and co-wrote a lot of my favorite scary movies, such as um it Conjuring, Annabelle, things like that. And then two, it was in the Stephen King original. So as soon as I saw that, I knew I had to jump on it because I've always wanted to be in a horror movie. So it was just so ecstatic to get the audition for it.
That sounds awesome in itself. Horror movies are so funny. Like, to me, they're so amazing how everything just comes together and how they make the makeup, just everything. I think that's really cool. So another question I have is, how did you feel like being able to work with so many other people that have been in the industry for a long time?
Well, I didn't really let it consume me. I was more just focused on my craft than anything. But I was more focused on just having fun with everyone. And, I'm so glad that everyone was, really, you know, very nice and they were laid back and they were focusing on their craft. So it really just made me, get on my A game because working with so many amazing actors was such an experience. I would just love to do it again.
That's really awesome. So you mentioned earlier that you are a big fan of horror. I can tell you were name dropping and everything. But what's your go-to horror movie?
Uh, I guess if my go-to horror movie, it is probably gonna have to be It or The Shining. Those two,
Ooh,
they're so good, so good.
what makes them so good though? Is it like the fright, the makeup? What makes you really enjoy them?
Um, well, I guess if I had to choose, probably either between, you know, the monsters or, the main villains in those movies or the characters themselves, because, the characters have so much, weight and character development behind them. So, when they really, make actions and when they do things in the movies, you understand why, they're doing it because of this or they're doing it because of that. And to just the whole scenery of the movies, it just really makes you feel immersed.
Yes, you explained that perfectly. So, to anyone who's ready to watch this Salem Lot, can you please share 3 words with my audience that you think best describes the movie?
Um, Let me see. Let me see.
It got to be some good 3 words, though. Make them count.
Okay.
Is it like
Thrilling.
thrilling? That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. If I had to say, yeah, thrilling, um, surprising, and action. Yeah, yeah. Those three. Those three.
And why would you pick those 3 words?
Well, I picked those three because throughout the entire movie, you're really on the edge of your seat, especially when, all the vampires are taking over the town. And it's so fast by how they take over the entire town. It's just one day it's full of people walking around, and the next day everyone's a vampire. And I guess I had to explain why I chose action. You know, me and Lewis Pullman, which is who plays Ben Mears, we both do so many stunts, and then it's just so much. It's so much I can't even. It's just so much I can't even remember all of it. It's just so many stunts, so many vampires that we have to take down, and it's so many things that it was very challenging. But I'm so glad I stick through with it.
That's really awesome. So, actually, y'all are playing in a different decade, which is the 70s. So, how did you prepare for a 1970s role? And it's different from playing a character that's in a more current time.
So playing a character that was living in the 70s was, I guess, not really too different from playing
Really?
from a character that was in the 21st century. I mean, I guess besides, the complete, the clothes difference, which I
Hmm.
actually kind of liked the clothes from in the 70s because they were very cool. Um, but not really much of a difference. It was more nostalgic than anything. It was kind of like you were, going down memory lane. Like you were still in the 21st century, but you
You
know,
get to look back at the past.
yeah, yeah, to look back in the past.
That's a nice take on it. So, the movie is based off of Stephen King's book, Salem Lot. So, have you read the book and what similarities and differences does the movie have?
So yeah, I have read the book, and there was quite a few differences, especially with, I guess Mark has a lot more action in the movie than the book. Like he definitely does a couple things in the book. I won't spoil it. But in the movie he definitely does a lot more. He definitely has more of a hands-on approach with everything. And especially with the timing, the movie is definitely a lot more shorter than the book, but I definitely think that we, you know, did our best. And since, Mr. Doberman, was, mixing the book and then the original, input from Stephen King and then to this brand new adaptation, I think he did a really good job. And I'm glad that we were in his hands, you know, so that way we felt more at home, and more welcomed.
So, do you feel you betrayed the character to the best of your abilities?
Um, well, to be completely honest with you, I really do hope so. I hope that people really do, be very, pleased with what, I gave. I really did try to give my all and my absolute all to this character because I knew how important and how iconic Mark Petrie was to the book and to the story. So I really do hope that whenever people do see my character, they get excited or they know, oh yeah, he's about to kill that vampire. He's about to, do this and do that. So yeah, I mean, I think I portrayed my character pretty well.
Well, that's great to hear. And like you said, Mr. Stephen King, actually would come and like give y'all advice on the movie to make sure it's the best adaptation for the book. So with that being said, what advice has he given to you to make sure you bring your character to life?
Um, hmm.
I know he came up with some good ones. I mean, he wrote a great book.
Well, during the first screening of the movie, Stephen King, he did say that he really did like my character a lot, and that's why I knew I was doing really good. And all I had to do was just improve from there. And it just to get the green flag from him, it just felt it felt kind of like an out of body experience to get such a honorable praise from such an amazing writer, especially since he's the one who, came up with Salem's Lot. So yeah.
Well, I think that's definitely very good to be able to actually work with the person who wrote the book. That's amazing. So I have one more question for you because this is a kids talk show. We have to have some fun. So, what is your go-to snack to have when watching a fall season movie or a horror movie?
Oof, I have multiple. Well, besides popcorn, sometimes what I like to do is I get I used to get all of my Halloween candy, and then I would mix it with the popcorn.
Oh gosh.
And then I had one of those, it's kind of like a bottle when you put the drink at the bottom and then you put the
Hmm.
popcorn at the top. And I used to do that for every single Halloween. And my stomach wasn't too happy with it, but my appetite was.
I can tell you got this sweet, you got this savory, and you got the drink all mixed into one. Well, thank you so much for sharing with our Kids Edition. It was an honor because we got to learn more about the Salem lot. Everyone, please check out Jordan Princeton Carter as the new Salem lot movie drops today on HBO Max, October 3rd, guys. It's out, so make sure you check it out. And then thanks for watching our Kids Edition featuring me, your host, LaurenOlivia. Bye.
Thank you.